In the small town of Ravenscroft, nestled between ancient forests and crumbling gravestones, stood an old church with a dark history. Locals whispered about the eerie happenings within its time-worn walls, a place where shadows danced even in the brightest daylight. The church had a ghastly tale that transcended generations. It was said that decades ago, a charismatic preacher named Ezekiel Blackwell led a congregation obsessed with the occult. The townsfolk succumbed to his sermons, and the once holy sanctuary transformed into a sinister haven for unspeakable rituals. As the legend goes, Ezekiel made a pact with the devil himself, sealing the fate of anyone who dared enter the church. Those who set foot within were tormented by visions of their deepest fears, their nightmares materializing in the dimly lit pews. Some whispered of spectral figures cloaked in darkness, lurking in the corners, watching with malevolent eyes. One moonless night, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to explore the haunted church, drawn by the macabre tales that echoed through the town. Armed with flashlights and nervous laughter, they pushed open the creaking door and stepped into the foreboding silence. As the door slammed shut behind them, the air thickened with an otherworldly chill, shadows slithered across the cracked walls, and the temperature plummeted. Unseen hands seemed to brush against their skin, leaving trails of icy dread. The group pressed on, their whispers echoing through the haunted halls. Suddenly, the flickering candles in the abandoned sanctuary burst into a hellish blaze, casting twisted shadows that danced with malevolent glee. The air pulsated with an unholy energy, and the teens felt an unseen force pulling them toward the altar. At the center of the eerie spectacle, a spectral figure materialized, the unholy embodiment of Ezekiel Blackwell. His eyes glowed with an infernal light, and a malicious grin stretched across his face. The terrified teens tried to flee, but an invisible barrier trapped them in the clutches of the demonic church. In that unhallowed place, time itself seemed to warp, and the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred. The town of Ravenscroft held its breath as the tortured screams of the teens reverberated through the night, a haunting reminder of the real horror that dwelled within the cursed church.